I wanted to show you how to make an ombre basket. How freaking pretty is this? Super easy, about 80 cents to make. So excited. Grab a bundle of raffia. Braid bundles of 3 into a 15-inch long rope. Make 20 of these for a basket that's approximately 8 inches tall. Once you have your braids of raffia, you're going to want to tea stain several of them. I separated out 8 of the braids and I brewed a cup of strong tea. Then I put 4 of the braids into the tea and I let that steep for about an hour. And then after that hour, I put the remaining 4 braids in and I let the whole thing steep for another hour. So essentially your first 4 braids had 2 hours of steeping, your second had 1 hour of steeping, so you have the ombre effect of the darker into the lighter. Next, you're going to want to get your hands on a straight-sided container. I used an oatmeal container for mine and it worked perfectly. I just cut mine down to the height that I wanted. What I did is I took one of my pieces of raffia that I was going to use for a handle and I looped it around just to get a sense of how far up I wanted those handles to go. Then I marked that overhang and I cut my oatmeal canister down to size. I opted to use my darkest braids for the handles because I really like the contrast of the dark handles against the light upper portion, but you can do however you like. Attach one end to the very bottom of your container with hot glue. This can be a little messy because we're gonna cover this up afterwards. Just make sure it's really secure. Stick the other end about 2 inches away from that one, but just however you measured out your handle loop, stick it there. Do the same on the other side and just take some care to make sure they are exactly opposite and the ends are glued the same distance apart. Now it's time to create the sides of the basket. Starting with the darkest pieces, take 1 strand and you will glue this bottom strand over the top of where you glued your handles to the container. This is going to just cover up that spot and make it look really, really neat. And try to get this braid as close to the bottom of the basket as possible, just so we don't have any of your container showing. Be sure to glue the entire braid down because we want this to be a really secure fit. Instead of continuing to coil the braids around and around like I would for maybe a different project, instead I clipped each end to butt up against the beginning of each coil. Take a look at the video, it's gonna make more sense than what I'm saying right now. Make this the back side of your basket. This is the messy side, so you'll have all of your seams lining up along this back. Your messy side's really not that messy. As long as you butt things up very cleanly against one another, it's actually not that visible. For your next row, take another dark piece, and here you're going to glue everything behind the handle. All the other rows are going to go behind this handle so that you can have the handle sort of overlay the rest of them to create a really nice layered look. Continue gluing your pieces in this same exact way. Use up the rest of your dark pieces, then use your medium colored pieces, and then end with as many light pieces as you need. In order to finish the top off really neatly, I ended up putting 1 row of braid on the inside rim of the basket, and it just created a more finished lip rather than exposing that cardboard edge. The only thing you have left to do at this point is to glue your handles in place. So same thing applies, glue all the way up the handle just to make sure the entire thing is stuck on. We don't want any gaps. And there you go, it's an 80-cent basket. I bet you would never guess it if you saw it at someone's house, would you? If you like DIYs like this, I do these all the time, so be sure to like this video so it can spread to more people and subscribe if you want to see more.